Jason Ryer here with Zen Strength. We're getting started.
That you can eat or drink during a fast, definitely let me know. But it did say that in the study that he occasionally consumed small amounts of milk and or sugar with the beverages, especially during the final weeks of the fast. And so this is an interesting point as well that I come back to, is that you don't always have to be super strict to get the results that you want, right? And it's also worth noting that he quit working at his father's fish and chip shop, which closed down during the fast, which I imagine benefited him and helped him in not eating too much food. So Angus's starting weight was recorded at 456 pounds. And he stopped fasting when he reached his goal weight of 180 pounds, losing a total of 276 pounds. As you can see in this photo, he looks like almost a different person, right? And so what's interesting with weight loss photos, we'll often see like the before photo and the after photo, and then what we don't see is the after photo. So what's interesting is they followed up with Angus 5 years later, and he maintained a healthy weight of 196 pounds. So not too bad for Angus. So the conclusion and lesson learned here is that the story of Angus spread around the world, with newspapers in the US reporting on his record-breaking fast. If this was such a big deal, if it was such big news, so what happened? Like, why don't we hear this story? Why don't we know this story? And why don't people simply follow Angus's lead and stop eating to lose weight? So you'll certainly learn how you too can lose weight, but without having to go for days on end without food. In fact, you can still eat every day. So why fast? If fasting and going without food scare you, I have good news. Unlike Angus, you can make fasting both easier and more effective. Let me explain some of the benefits of my fasting approach. So with our unique approach to weight loss, you can burn fat while building muscle with a newfound control over your appetite and eating. And better than losing weight, when you fast, you'll burn fat whenever you want, as much as you want. And you can build strength. So Angus lost a lot of weight during his fast, but he also lost a lot of lean body mass, which means muscle mass. So you can fast while building strength, maintaining and even gaining muscle. And I show you how in my program. Boost your productivity with more time, energy, and brain power. So how do you boost energy? And why didn't Angus want to eat after a few days of fasting? So it's simple. He was feeling so much better. And many people report more mental clarity, energy, and productivity while fasting, which is one of my favorite benefits. In fact, this is one of my favorite effects of fasting for me. I wake up in the morning and simply get started with my day. I get stuff done, whether that's starting my workday or taking my snowboard out to ride fresh powder on a winter day in Colorado. So detox and cleanse your body so that you recover faster from workouts and injuries, have healthy skin, joints, and bones, reduce your risk for cancer, diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and stroke. So when people fast, their bodies protect them from many modern diseases, things that are caused by excess insulin, sugar, and inflammation, for example, and possibly leading to chronic illnesses like I mentioned, heart disease, diabetes, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and cancer. So here's a bonus benefit, actually two of them. You save time and you save money. And this is something that my students often talk about. When they eat less often, they buy less food and spend less money. They also have more time, as I talked about earlier. And with this extra time and money saved, their earning potential can skyrocket. So now pay attention, because I'm going to share how you too can use fasting to get these benefits, to burn fat, build strength, boost energy, and detox while saving time and money. So did you know, although keto and vegan are the most popular diets, 400% more people searched for fasting on Google this year than just 5 years ago. And it's clear that interest in this new fasting movement is skyrocketing. And it's no surprise when you look at the list of growing benefits that you saw earlier. And unfortunately, fasting is misunderstood. Many people think that fasting means going for days on end without food, but did you know you're already fasting just about every night while you sleep? That's right, when you wake up in the morning, what's the first meal you eat? We literally call it break fast. So you're breaking your fast after you fast every night of every day. So what is fasting? Fasting is a willing abstinence or reduction from some or all food, drink, or both for a period of time. So you're fasting just as soon as you stop eating, and you're in what's called a fasted state more than 4 hours after your meal. And this is when the magic of fasting really starts to kick in. Your body shifts back over to burning fat for fuel, and all of your metabolic functions can now focus more on taking out the trash, so to speak, by cleaning your body at a cellular level. So by now you might be wondering, how much weight can you lose? How long can you fast? And how many types of fasts are there? So types of fasts. So we talk about fasting, but everybody talks about intermittent fasting. And it's a bit of a buzzword and it's not very well defined. So I want to define that and clarify that for you. So the origins of intermittent fasting came about from my research from two different fasts. One was the 5-2 fast, where you're fasting 2 days out of the week, and the alternate day fast, where you're fasting every other day. So this is very much literally in the sense of intermittent fasting. But then we also have what's called time-restricted eating, where you're restricting the time you eat every day. And one of the popular ways to do that is called the 16-8 fast, where you're fasting for 16 hours and eating in a window of 8 hours, right? But then we also have extended fasting, 1 meal a day, the fasting mimicking diet. So you can slice and dice fasting in so many different ways. And so intermittent fasting to me is really following something intermittently. So you fast some days, other days you don't. Some days you may go for 16 hours, some days you go more or less. And the important takeaway here is for you to choose your own fasting adventure and find what works for you. So experiment with it, and I'm going to show you how. So fasting can transform you and your life. It's a powerful tool. And when done right, it can transform your body, your brain, and your life in 3 ways. Burn fat easily, as much as you want, whenever you want. Yes, you can use fasting as a way to get stronger, and you'll detox your body so that you lead a healthy and happy life. Over the years, I've discovered many ways that fasting has benefited me and my life. So instead of brain fog and low energy, I have better brain function, energy, and clarity of mind. So fasting is the key that unlocks the powers of my mind. Instead of wasting time and money thinking about food, buying food, preparing food, and eating food, I have more time and I get more work done. Rather than worry about the harmful things in the food we eat, I have the peace of mind that my body is cleaning up and detoxing. The end result is that I just feel better and I enjoy life more. Now I want to share my experience with you to help you look and feel superhuman. So you can start fasting today. How do you get started? It's simple. You just eat less often. That is, you eat less by restricting the time you eat rather than worrying about calories or the amount of food you eat. So as you'll learn, fasting is fairly straightforward. And if you don't like the term or idea fasting, I know it's scary for a lot of people, you can call it by a different name, something like time-restricted eating. But that's kind of crazy technical term, right? They use that in studies. But I prefer to think of it as freedom from food. So for me, fasting is freedom from food because it really is liberating to have the extra time, mental clarity, and focus that comes without food, along with burning fat and the peace of mind that I'm at lower risk for just about every chronic illness like cancer, diabetes, heart disease, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and stroke. So here's your quick start guide with some general guidelines. Generally, anything with 0 calories will not break your fast. So coffee and tea are okay if they have nothing added. So no Starbucks lattes, no cream, no sugar. And when in doubt about what you can eat or drink, just stick to water to keep it simple. So your minimum effective dose. So what is your minimum effective dose for fasting? So this is a question I get around a lot of things I do in my practice for coaching and for courses, is like, how much do I need to do to get the effect that I want? So after you stop eating at night, you can wait at least 13 hours before you eat again the following day. So 13 hours came about from a very interesting study where they were studying the effects of what people ate on recurrence of cancer. And what they found after going through the study, they came back and said, well, hey, we have all this amazing data, and let's look at, instead of what the people ate, let's look at when they ate. And they found that the recurrence of cancer dropped off a cliff after 13 hours of fasting on average. So if you stop eating, in this example, at 7 p.m., you'll eat breakfast again at 8 a.m. And you can try this out for like maybe 3 to 5 days in the week. And I'll give you a plan in a minute to make it more specific, if that's your style. So progress your way to the right amount of food. So try 1 or more weeks of fasting for like 16 hours. And this is called 16-8, as we talked about, because you fast for 16 hours and have an eating window of 8 hours. You can try fasting for 20 hours. You can try fasting for 24 hours. So this is during our masterclass. Most of our students get to the point, pretty much all of our students get to the point where they experience fasting for 24 hours, which can sound crazy right now, but it is achievable for sure. So mix up your schedule. So try skipping breakfast, you can try skipping dinner, you can try any other schedule that seems appealing to you. Maybe just one meal during the middle of the day. But the important thing, and this is the secret, the fasting and weight loss secret that a lot of people haven't been talking about, is not to do the exact same thing every day. And the reason for that is that fasting is superior to dieting and calorie restriction because you actually get to maintain your lean body mass. You don't have as much risk as messing up your hormones. But if you do fasting in the same way as calorie restriction and doing the same thing every day and restricting calories every day, day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, you're gonna have some health issues, right? So mix things up and look at your fasting schedule on a weekly basis, right? So once you find something that works for you, stick with it. If you break your fast early or late once in a while, don't sweat it. Just get back on track the next day. And don't feel like you have to make up for it. So this happens all the time. I do this a lot. I think, well, okay, I had a late night snack one night, so I feel like I got to make up for the next day and wait longer to start eating. So no, just get back on track. Don't worry about it. And one thing, so to make your fasting easier, staying busy and keeping your mind occupied can really help you get through it. So rather than thinking about food, buying food, preparing food, and eating, you can just keep yourself busy. And when you feel hungry, be mindful about where this feeling is coming from and ask yourself, am I truly hungry? Am I just bored? Or is it emotional eating? So restricting carbohydrates actually encourages your body to burn fat for energy. And this is where keto and fasting kind of go hand in hand. So different angles to kind of get to the same place, right? Where we're burning more fat. So coffee has actually been shown to increase fat burning. We'll get into that later. And light activity or light exercise will keep your mind off of food and boost the effects of your fast. So like I said, coffee, right? So how do you biohack your fast? So biohacks are ways, in simple terms, to make your fasting journey both easier and more effective. So how do you do that? Coffee. So coffee boosts your metabolism and is shown in studies to increase ketones, thereby increasing fat burning. But beware, coffee is a powerful stimulant. So for me, I'm sensitive to caffeine in coffee, so I have to take it easy on the coffee myself. The next one is MCT oil. So MCT oil is an extract of coconut oil that encourages your body to produce ketones. And it's popular to mix it with coffee and butter for what we call a bulletproof coffee, right? And then a third one on here, which isn't very well known, except for more in like this biohacking community, is exogenous ketones. Becoming more and more popular in the keto community for sure, but these are supplements that you can take that your body can use directly for energy. And so you can think of them as high octane, an alternative fuel source rather than carbohydrates and glucose, right? So this is kind of the magic of biohacking and fasting for weight loss. So yeah, so you can use, and I'll say this, like there is a magic weight loss pill. If I were to sell this magic weight loss pill, it would be a pill with nothing inside, right? An empty pill, right? So you're fasting, right? But then I have a few other pills, and I'm not gonna talk about these now, but I have some other things that you can take to make fasting and weight loss easier and more effective, right? So I'm gonna move on and give you your 1 month schedule. So if you're gonna break this down into 1 month of experimentation, then start with week 1 at 13 hours of fasting, maybe for 5 days a week. Week 2, try 16 hours of fasting for 4 days a week. Week 3, try 20 hours of fasting for 3 days a week. And finally, in week 4, give it a shot to go a full day, 24 hours without food, right? And try different variations of fasting to find what works best for you. All right, so what do students say about our fasting program? So imagine what life is like with lifelong weight control and control over your overall health. So Ryan lost a healthy amount of weight and reduced chronic pain that he struggled with for 20 years. And Jerry got back on track for healthy eating. Lauren found that intermittent fasting works for her and no longer stresses about food. Joel learned that fasting can go a long way. Jeff enjoyed everything about the masterclass, the accountability, tracking, weekly meetings, and all of the content, including a variety of videos. Josh felt like he was becoming an expert in diet and fasting. And Ryan feels better. So important words. So let's hear I'm going to tell you about an upcoming challenge, the Fast Weight Loss Challenge. It's starting now, and it runs for 5 days. So how much will you pay for the info and experience you need to lose more than 15 pounds and to keep it off? So I'm going to dive into it. Like, what does this cost? What makes this course priceless is probably a better question to ask. So here's the value you'll get from the fasting course for weight loss. Over $5,000 is the amount you can earn in a year with the extra time you'll have by fasting. And these are conservative estimates, like minimum wage jobs, just with the extra time, right? Over $2,000 is the amount you can save on food expenses by following fasting for a year. Again, these are conservative estimates, assuming that you're eating at like McDonald's, fast food, things like that, right? And you get one-on-one access to me for 5 days, which is well over $800 worth of value for private coaching from me. So all in all, you're going to get over $7,000 of estimated value from the Fast Weight Loss Challenge in just 5 days. So the full price for the life-changing course, we can compare it to our full masterclass, which goes for a month, is priced at $497. The 5-day challenge, the regular price is $75, but if you book now, during this webinar, I'll remove this today and lower it to, well, we'll take $60 off and lower it to $15. So be sure to use the coupon code. Actually, there is no coupon code. So it's just $15. The price will go up later. So go ahead and get it now. So I'm going to stop here, let you look this over. I'm going to take time for a few questions. But yeah, let's look at this. So the Fast Weight Loss Challenge, this is the webinar special where you burn fat, detox, and boost focus. So it is starting now, and you get 5 days with daily lessons, practice fasting with your peers, you track and share what and when you eat, you stay accountable with coaching and support, and learn how food and fasting affect your body and your mind. Then you'll earn points and compete for prizes. And there's a money back guarantee. So if this doesn't work for you for any reason, just let me know. You get your money back. So here is the link. So you're going to go to shop.zenstrength.fitness/fasting-for-weight-loss-5-day-challenge. So once you go there, I'm actually going to click on it. You can go there and sign up. So we'll go ahead and take a look at it now. So see what we get in this 5-day challenge. And go ahead and leave any questions, any comments. So there is the URL. I'm actually going to type that in the chat so you guys get it. All right. All right, so you guys should see in the chat this link, right, where you can lose 15 plus pounds without any diet. So this is our 5-day fasting challenge where you lose weight, save time, and money, right? I talked about the money savings, and this is one of my favorite benefits, waking up with energy. So the Fasting for Weight Loss 5-day challenge, you click on the button when you're ready to buy for just $15. So you'll burn fat, feel good. I have a video in here explaining the course. So you can come here to the page, you can learn more about it, read more about it, find out how to make fasting easy, work with other people. I'll help you out as a coach. You'll lose weight without following any diet. We do give food advice. So people ask for diet and health recommendations. So we do have a diet roadmap as a resource. You'll save money, add 1 hour of free time, feel good about yourself, have a great energy, and you'll really see the difference. So a few more testimonials here. and then what you get in the course, right? You get to join a challenge that's a fun and friendly competition, and you get to learn from me and from other students. You can read about me. I'm a certified Bulletproof and Human Potential Coach with knowledge and access to the best tools for fat loss, hacking health, and upgrading human performance. And I have helped well over 500 people with weight loss using my approach that is simple, effective, and healthy. So you saw the video of Kevin, but you didn't get sound, so you can come here and click here and actually get the audio of Kevin talking about his experience. And then we talk about our unique technique. So that's it. I'm gonna wrap things up. So go to the page, buy now. This is the webinar special, and then I'll see you in the challenge. Thanks for joining.